In our last video, we saw how to automatically estimate hourly rate services. Let's look at how we can automatically estimate out-of-pocket expenses. Let's go ahead and add a new parent, and we will call it automated. There we go. We will give it a default rate of $1 because these are going to be out of pocket. Let's go ahead and create a service inside here. We'll do a child service and out-of-pocket estimated service. And let's go ahead and call this one movers. When we configure our movers, we are not going to track it via hours. Instead, it's going to be tracked via expenses. We are going to calculate what the expense is via the square footage. And we're going to put in a cost per square foot based on our average size of a home of 2,200 square feet. Actually, this is based on the destination, so that I believe we had at 1,200 square feet. Now, this is another one of those examples where you can look at the average size of the homes that you are moving people into, and then look at the average cost of your movers, and you will divide that number by the square footage. So if you look across all your moving expenses for the last year, and let's say it came out to $3,000 per move, and the average size home that you move people into was 1,200 square feet, you divide that number, and you come up with an average of $2.50 per square foot. You might have cheaper movers, you might have more expensive movers. It's completely up to you, but again, we're looking at the average. So now what it's telling us now is at an average of $2.50 per square foot and an average destination of 1,200 square feet, the average cost for movers is $3,000. We'll scroll down here and we will tell this to use our destination values. Put in our short description. Cost of mover. You may want to put in here estimated budget. Actual may vary. And then go ahead and click on close. And let's go ahead and give ourselves one more in here. And we're going to do a child service to our automated out-of-pocket, and we will call this packing supplies. Go ahead and create that. And again, we are not going to track this via hours, but via expenses. We will let it calculate via square footage. And then this is going to be based on our origination. So that was 2,200 square feet. And again, we're going to look at the average of our expenses for supplies over the last year and compare it to each house. So let's say our average was roughly $320 of supplies divided by the 2,200 square foot average size. And we are at $1, or I'm sorry, 14.5 cents. So we'll just say $14.50. Now, if you mark up your supplies, you can say $320 plus what your markup would be. Let's say your markup is 30%. Divide that by your 2,200, and we will get a 19 cents per square foot. So let's go ahead and put that number in. There we go. So now we can see the average cost of supplies is $418. We will make sure down here that we have uses the origination. And we can say cost of supplies for moving. And depending on your region, you may need to mark this as taxable. If you are charging for your supplies with markup, it would be taxable. Go ahead and click close. And there we go. Now we're ready to create an estimate that uses our out-of-pocket expenses. So let's go ahead and go back to our practice project. Go to its estimates. We'll add an estimate, automated hours, and expenses. Create this one. We will select our Lisa, and we will go down here and we will put in our square footage the same way that we had done before. I think we had room in the basement, and this was, I believe, 1650, and we had 100 square feet here in low, and they were moving into a 1200 square foot apartment. All right, so there we can see that we now have our estimate automatically calculating up to $7,791.06. When we come down here and we look at our services, let's look at our our automated out-of-pocket, and we can see that it's estimating the movers at $3,000 because it's using the 1,200 square feet of the destination times the cost per square foot. We can customize this if we needed to, update our short description, and let's say we did not like this number for the 3,000, we think it needs to be higher or lower. We can turn on the calculate manually and override the amount that it was automatically estimating for us if we needed to. So we could change this to $3,300 if we needed to. And for packing supplies, we can see that it's up the packing supplies to $627.57. We could customize this if we needed to. In the same way, if we wanted it to be a nice round number, we could just say $630. And when we go and we look at this on our estimate that the client will see, so here we can see that the movers are at $3,300 and the packing supplies are at $630 as we put it in, which is really nice. I typically won't show the cost on these items because it just becomes redundant. So we would hide the line item cost, so we just get the subtotal, and then if there's any tax, the tax would show up there. And that's how we do out-of-pocket estimating.